Hi guys. We are going to make a no sewing Halloween tutu. So we have our scissors, we have our ruler, we have a whole bunch of tulle, ribbon, that's it, and then we have some lace, and then we have a bunch of different fabrics, and that's all you need. So oh, and we have twine. We're going to use twine as well. You don't have to, that's an added. All you really need is something to tie around a waist, which can be ribbon, it can be fabric, it can be whatever you want, really. It can be twine even, it can be whatever you want. And you can use whatever fabric you want. You can use tulle, you can use ribbon, you can use fabric, you can use lace. Yeah, you can use anything. I'm going to show you the technique and then you can run away with it, okay? But you do not have to sew. And you can add embellishments. So if you have like a hot glue gun and some stuff you want to add to it, feel free, but I'm just going to teach you the technique. You can use this technique for humans or your dollies. You just have to do a little measuring, but it can be approximate, doesn't have to be you know, seamstress quality or anything like that. There are lots of ways to make tutus. I used to do this, and I still do. I kind of used to have a business. I know how to make them in a lot of different ways, but this way is quick, easy, super duper fun, and versatile because you can use it for humans and for your dollies. Okay, all right, well, I'm gonna get set up and I'll be right back, guys. So get your stuff together. Okay, be right back. Okay, we're back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about how this is gonna be done. You can decide if you want to do it for a child, for you, for a doll. I probably should get a doll to show you, but I want to show you something I made real quick. This is just a piece of cardboard that I measured to be 15 inches. It's a 15-inch square, basically. Okay? So 15 inches is going to be the length, because I used to make tutus, so 15 inches was a common size, length. So what I did was I created a 15-inch square, and I would wrap the tulle around, you know, however many panels I thought I would need on the tutu skirt. And then I would snip one end, and then I would have like a double piece of 15 inches long. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that, but this is just a tool you do not have to have. You can simply just measure with a ruler or whatever, whatever you're whoever you're making the tutu for. You just decide how long you want it, and then you're going to double that number with this technique. There are other techniques where you would choose the entire length and add maybe a couple inches for sewing, but this is a very easy no sew. It's going to make a nice fluffy tutu. Yeah, so I just want to show you this. If you really want to get into making tutus and you know that you have like a common size, you can just make something out of cardboard with some duct tape, and then you can just keep wrapping and wrapping, and you know, that's just a quick way that I found that I would do it. Okay, so what I think we'll start with is talking about what we're going to use each of these things for. So for this technique, we're going to use some of this, we're going to use some tulle, we're going to use some fabric, we're going to use some lace. The technique is super duper 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 easy. For this tutu, I'm going to use ribbon and tulle. I mean, what is this? Lace. As the part that goes around the waist, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to decide who we're making the tutu for. We'll wrap it around that doll or whatever, their waist, and then we're going to add extra slack on both sides so that we can tie a bow and tie it together. Okay? It's a really easy way to make tutus. You can make them super duper quick. Alright, so I will get ready. I'll maybe grab a Cabbage Patch doll or something, because I don't want to make one for a person, because, you know, I don't want to, you know, use up a whole bunch of tulle and have like a tutu sitting around my room for no reason. So I think I'll make one for a cabbie, okay? Alright, I'll be right back. I thought I would show you some of the tutus I've made. Here's a frozen one that I made. Here's a birthday party one. Rainbow colors. Let's see if I can get in here. Here's a tutu shirt that I made a while back. These are all behind the door and I'm kind of stepping over stuff, but yeah. Anyway, I do have some knowledge on this. I'm a ballroom dancer by trade, actually. So yeah, I made a headpiece too to go with that. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, and all right, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, the first thing we're gonna do is grab our whatever piece of material you're gonna tie around the waist. I got a cabbie here. I was gonna use this purple ribbon, but it's a little too thick. I don't think I'll use that. For a person, I would, but not for this tiny cabbie. I need something that's kind of a little flimsier. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around the doll like this. And I want to be able to tie a knot, you know, like a bow. So I think I'm going to cut it like right here. Okay, put that over here. And so I'm able to tie that, and I need it long enough where I'm going to be able to add the pieces of tulle and everything else we want to tie onto her, okay? So I'm trying to get her to sit up. So on this part here, that's where all these parts, that's where the tulle and everything's going to be that we're going to tie around her waist, okay? So now that we know this is her waist, let's tie a bow, okay? All right, there. Okay, now what we're gonna do, since we know that this is the length, the proper length that we want, and we're gonna tie everything around here, we could even make it a little looser because we know that we're gonna be adding stuff to this part, and it's gonna get thick and everything. So now what we want to do is we want to take this piece, any piece, excuse me, just one side. Well, you could do both sides actually, but let's just start with one and kind of move in about, you don't have to measure it, I'm just measuring for fun. You can just eyeball it, about 2.5 inches in. Okay, and make a knot. Maybe not even that. How about we say 1 inch? Okay? And let's double knot it so the knot is big, so that whatever we put on here won't slide off as we're working. That's the idea. Let's do the same thing for this side. About 1 inch in, and we'll double knot. Okay? If you don't think it's thick enough, just go ahead and do it again. Okay, that should be perfect. And don't worry, later, if you don't like these knots, you can always adjust it or cover it up. But okay, so now that we have that, we can move on to our next part. We can remove it from our doll. Okay, so bye-bye, sweetheart. She's going. And now we're left with our work piece. Okay, so we're going to put our doll aside. We no longer need her unless you want to try it on as you go. Put her over here. Okay. Let's talk about, let's see. All right, so we have this piece. Let's move this over here. Hang on a sec. Remember, you're welcome to use any fabric, any tool, anything you want that you can tie, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get situated and come right back. So you guys get situated, get ready, work on this piece here for your doll or whoever it is, and then we'll get started. But let me just say really quick before I go, whoever or whatever you're tying it on to, like if I were tying it on to the Bride of Frankenstein, you want to have enough where you can tie it around their waist with a little give, and then, you know, maybe to your liking, leave some length, okay? Because you do want room to tie it, and you also want to make room for any thicknesses that happen as a result of whatever you're using. So I think that probably makes sense to you. It's kind of common sense. If it's a person, it's the same thing. You wrap around the person, the child's waist, then you tie a nice loose fitting, not knot, but just tie it once near the belly button. And then you want to have lots of length on the outside so that you're able to tie a bow. And if you want to, you know, just tie a bow and see if you did it correctly, then you can do that. But anyway, you want to have plenty loose after you've already tied a bow, okay, on the child's waist, because you want to make room for all of this stuff that you're going to be using, and you also want to be able to have a little bit dangling after you tie your pretty bow, okay? So it's very self-explanatory. This is the most effective way to make a tutu for a human, because as long as you just wrap around the person's waist and you have plenty of room for the waist and you have a little extra left over for that, for the waist, you know, maybe a couple inches, give or take, add a little extra. And then you're able to tie a bow, and then you have, you know, at least 6 inches or whatever on either side. So that you have some nice dangling pieces. It's all really easy, but you just need that person's waist, okay? You don't have to measure with measuring tape if you have the person in front of you. If a person you're making the tutu for, if you're given the dimensions of the waist, you just measure out that length of the person's waist, and then you definitely want to add 6 extra inches on either side, plus another 2. So you want to add, so you're going to be wrapping around the child's waist, and then you want to measure from the belly to the end piece about 8 inches on both sides. So 8 inches on this side after you tie it, and 8 inches on this side. Or it can be to your liking, however you prefer to make your tutus. You don't have to have a piece dangling. You can just have a tiny little bow. But the most important thing is you need that person's waist measurements, okay? And you definitely want to add a little extra, because when you're dealing with a child, you know, their bellies, you know, they're cute and, you know, kind of, they stick out and everything like that. So you do want to make sure that it's comfortable and that you can tie it and it'll go all the way around the child's waist. And that you're able to tie a pretty little bow, okay? But it's really way easier than I'm probably making it sound. All right, so with all that in mind, let's get started. Okay, guys, we have to talk about the length of the tutu that we want next. We already talked about the waist. Now we want to decide how long we want the tutu. So I'm just going to take my ruler and decide how long I want this. So let's lay her down. I think from her waist, I'd like it to hang from her belly button to, I guess, her knee which is about 6 inches, okay? Yeah, I do about 6 inches. You can measure, if you're doing it for a doll, you just measure from the belly button or the waist, wherever you want the waist to be, and then measure from that spot down to wherever you want it to meet. So if I wanted it from the waist to her, where her foot starts, like right here, that would be about 8 inches, okay? But I'm going to do 6 inches. For the person, you will measure from her belly button or wherever her waist, wherever she feels comfortable, from that spot all the way down to wherever you want the length to stop. So you could do it below the knee, you could do it, you know, above the ankles, you can do it super short. That's up to you, okay? But just start where the person or where you feel comfortable on the doll or wherever it is. You measure from there all the way down to wherever you want it to stop, and that's your length, okay? So I'm going to do 6 inches for this doll. So let me put my ruler here. So what that means is whatever we cut to tie on her waist, around her waist band, if you want it 6 inches, what you need to do is, for this project, is you measure, well, let's not use this part we tied. This is just an example, okay? So if you want it to be 6 inches long, we need double pieces, so you're going to have to measure 12 inches. So measure 6 and then 6 again with the piece that you want to cut. So you would measure, take your material that you want to add to the tutu, measure 6 inches, okay? Hold your finger there and then double it, okay? Like this, okay? Now, you could add another inch to that just to allot for the tying, because we're going to lose a couple centimeters from tying. So I'll put all this on the screen somewhere. So if you want a 6-inch length dress, you want to cut a 12-inch piece and then add 2 inches. So that's 14 inches, okay? Because we are going to cut it. You can trim it later to the perfect size, but this technique calls for doubling the piece. So it'll still be 6 inches, but you have to cut it 12 inches because we are going to tie it in a special fashion and it's going to end up being 2 pieces together on one weft. Okay? Does that make sense? So for a 6-inch piece, we want to measure 12 inches plus 2 more, which is 14 inches. Okay? Because that's going to be an extra inch on both sides. All right, I'll put that on the screen when I'm done, when I'm editing, okay? So we will begin that, and I will show you as we go. So let me move our model out of the way again. Okay. So let's start with, this is the waist piece that I cut, okay? So I'm going to put that here. I would like to use this Halloween stuff. I think this is really cool. So I'm going to cut a 6-inch strip of this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, or would you prefer I did something simpler at first? I'll do something simpler at first. I want to put twine on her tutu, okay? So let me put that down. So to illustrate, illustrate what I was talking about before, let me just pick this up. That back. Okay, I want it to be 6 inches in length, so I'm going to lay this down. Okay. Okay, and now I'm going to measure 6 inches, and then I'm going to double it. That's 12, okay? Now I'm gonna do 2 more inches right there, okay? So I'm gonna cut it right here. All right, let's cut it. Make sure we have the proper length. If you don't want to measure with all this extra baloney, you just go ahead and choose whatever length you want and double that. That's it. You don't have to add the extra. Don't even stress. If you don't want to, you know, if you don't care enough to be all technical, don't. Right? So this is going to be 6 inches, 6 inches, and then another 2. Okay. That was, let's see. Hang on a sec. 6, 6, 2. Okay. All right. And remember, you can, if it's too long, that's better than too short, because too long, we can trim it up later, okay? So now I want to show you the technique with this twine, okay? So you're going to take the piece. It doesn't matter where you begin, because all this is going to be able to be adjusted with this technique, okay? So just lay your piece down. Let's move all this out of your way. Okay, so what we're going to do, lay the piece down. We're going to take the piece that you cut, take both ends, make them even to each other. Okay, so you have a piece that's like this. Nice and even, so it's essentially folded in half, okay? See? Now, you're going to hold it like this. Okay, with your thumb, and make a loop. Remember, it's equal on both sides. That's important. Equal on both sides. These ends have to reach each other. If they're not even, you want to pull. There you go. Okay. All right. Now you're going to take your part that is going to wrap around the person's waist or doll or whatever it is. You're going to put the loop behind the piece, like this, behind, okay? Like this. I'm using lace, so I have to kind of bunch it a bit. Okay, now you're going to take both pieces in your hand and push it through the knot. Okay, like that, both pieces. Now you're going to tug. So it looks like this. Okay. I'll show you on this side. Okay. Show on this side. Okay. And these are as even as you can get them, okay? Because we can trim these later, don't worry. And since I'm making it for a doll, I'm not too terribly worried about perfection, but if you're making it for a child, just do your best. Make it as even as you can. There are other ways to make tutus, as I said. There's a sewing method. There's all kinds of things you can do. Hand sewing, machine sewing, gluing, all kinds of stuff. But this is the easiest way, and it's with materials that you guys probably already have in your craft room. It can be any material, any lace, any tool, any ribbon, anything you want. Okay, and all you need is scissors. So, all right, so there's the first one. That's the first thing we're going to put on our tutu, okay? Next, I think I don't want to confuse you with lace. I am going to use this lace, but, yeah. Next, I'm going to use this material here. I'm going to measure 12 inches plus 2. You don't have to do that. You can measure. Let's move our project over here real quick. You can measure, you know, just 12 inches if you're doing a 6-inch project. But just remember, whatever you are choosing for the length, double that and add 2. Or just double it and leave it alone. You don't have to be anal about it. All right, so I'm just going to measure, since I know that I'm doing 6. I'm going to do, let's see. So measure just the length of this ruler, okay? Because it's 12 inches, this ruler. 12 inches. And then I'm going to add 2 more. Okay. Whoops. So I'm going to cut here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I need a strip. I don't need a giant sheet. What I did was I measured 12 inches lengthwise, okay? This is 12 inches lengthwise. Then I came down here at 12 inches and I cut in a little bit like this, okay? So first it's like this and I cut it this way, vertically. And now I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut horizontally to the line I measured, okay? See how I cut horizontally to the line? And now I'm going to tear it. Let me get in here. Okay? Cool. So now I'm left with this awesome strip of Halloween pictures and colors that I'm going to use on my tutu. Okay? And I'm going to do this a few times. So let's get our tutu piece. Okay? Let's get our strip of fabric. Make sure it's even. So our ends mesh like this. Okay? Let's go behind just like we did with this piece here. Here's our loop. Let's just find our loop here. A minute. There you go. Found our loop. Okay. There's our loop. I want to take both pieces. It's a little tricky. Put them through the hole. Pull them both through. As even as you can. Before you tighten it, make sure your pieces are even. And then pull. Okay. So there you go. You have a second piece to our tutu. Okay. You can leave them a little loose for a while so that you can adjust them later. You don't have to stress too much. But there you go. So there's our second piece to our... Oh, I have to clean up my desk here. There you go. There's the second piece. You see that? Okay. Now, put it here so you can see. Let me fold up this fabric here. I'll come back to this in a little while. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to cut another piece. All right, so now that I know the length, because I did it the first time, see how there's like a nice little already cut out length for me? Like, see this, how it's already cut? Okay, so now I know that this ends 12 inches plus 2, which is 14. I'm going to cut in again. Okay, I'm going to cut in just a little bit. Okay. Wait. Turn it this way so you can see better. I'm sorry. Okay, so now cut in vertically. Okay. And now I'm going to turn it around and cut this way. Just a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to tear. Okay, so I have another piece. See that? This one's even skinnier, which is pretty cool. Okay, measure the two, measure the lengths. Find your piece. I think I'm gonna do it on the opposite side of the twine this time. Make a loop. Make sure your ends are meeting. Now take this, get your loop ready with your pointer finger here. Pull your pieces through. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. Okay. And tug. Don't tug too hard because you want to be able to fix this later. And there you go. Now you have 3 Halloween pieces. So I am going to put this away at the moment because it's starting to cause me to knock things over because it's kind of a big piece. So remember again, if you want a 6-inch length skirt, cut 12 inches. If you want to get fancy, cut an extra 2 inches so that you have room for error. Okay? So that would be 14 inches. But if you don't want to do that, don't do it if it makes it stressful for you, because I understand. I don't like mathing either. Okay. Now, see how pretty that is? Awesome. Let's do some tulle. This is what you're going to do all the way around. But remember, once you reach a certain bulk, you want to put it around the person's waist or the doll and see at what point does it go all the way around the doll neatly and it covers everything perfectly around. And then that's when you stop and and that's when you want to make sure you have enough to tie a bow and all that. But don't do it all the way around, like every single piece, because then you won't be able to tie a bow. You won't be able to, you know, secure it. You need to have a little bit of room on each side to tie a pretty bow, okay? So just keep wrapping it around your doll. Make sure that once it goes all the way around your doll or your person nice and it lays however you want it and it covers the whole circumference of the subject, then you can stop, okay? All right, let's get a little bit of tulle here. Okay, so I'm going to cut 14 inches of tulle because, like I said, I want a 6-inch dress and I need a little extra in case I make a mistake. So I'm going to do 6, hold on a minute. Okay, so you can, this is very, you can make it rustic. You don't have to be ultra neat. Measure 6 inches. Pull it down 6 inches, and then you want 2 more. Stop right there. Okay, now I'm going to cut it at 14. It's better to have more length than not enough, guys. That's the point I'm trying to make here. All right, now we're going to bunch it up, make the ends even. The ends are even. But you want to have a nice little, get your finger through here so you can make that knot, that bow. Okay, let's move our ruler out of the way. All right, decide where you want it. Put it behind the strap of whatever you're using. Okay, there's the hole. Carefully, I twist it like this to get it through so it's more manageable. Through the hole, carefully, and now pull. Okay, tulle can get really thick, so be careful where you use it. And there you go. You see, it's coming along. Look at this. Don't forget what you're using for the waist. So I remember this. That's why we tied these little knots, to remind us, hey, we're using this. And also so our pieces won't slide off. But look how pretty that's getting. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Why don't we do another, let's do another twine. Okay, so let's do 14 inches like we discussed before, because I want a 6-inch dress. I'm just going to keep saying that. So I want to double that, which is 12, and I want to add an extra inch on both sides, which is 14. So let's do that again. Okay, so take it here. Here's 6. Whoopsie. Help to put my scissors down, you know. All right, 6, 6. Now 2 more. 1, 2. So cut it right here. Remember, as I said before, I'll say it again, it's better to have too much length than too little. You don't want to end up with too short of a skirt. That would be tragic. Okay, let's pull out our work piece here, and now I'm gonna want to put the twine on this side. All right, so let's double it up. So let's find the 2 ends. Finding our 2 ends. Okay, here's our loop. Okay, hold that tight. Put it behind, like this. Put both pieces through that loop like this. Okay, and pull. Go. Check it out. It's starting to look really nice. Look at that. Very festive. I love it. Look at that. Oh, that's so cool. What do you think? Then you just do this all the way around. And remember, the key is to be able to tie a bow in the front. That's our goal. You need to be able to tie a bow in the front, nice and neat. And you also want to make sure that there's enough material to wrap around the person's waist or the doll's waist. Okay? So let's do a quick little measure with the doll. I'm gonna so far this is what it looks like on her. Let's stand her up. Okay. All right. It's gonna be really cute and fluffy. So let's get her out of the way. I'm sorry, miss. Let's move you back. Okay. And we have some, what else can we use? We have some of this satin here. This kind of leopard or zebra print satin. So I'm going to use a piece of this. This stuff is a little thick. So let's see. Sakura. Okay, this stuff's a little thick, so let's now this is Halloween. This is a Halloween skirt, so like having it look a little jagged, I think is very clever. In my opinion, very cool, because I kind of like the idea of it having like a little what's the word? Rustic look, like a scarecrow, if you know what I mean. All right, now this is thick, so what I want to do is I don't want it to be this thick, so I'm going to measure this out to be 14 inches. So remember, that's because I want a 6-inch skirt and I want 2 extra inches. Okay, so why don't we do this? Let's measure. This is a 12-inch ruler, so 12, and then I'm going to add another 2. So right here. Okay, so let me cut this, and then I'm going to split this in half. So let me, if you want to measure and get everything perfect, I commend you. Go for it. I do not. I'm going to tear this, okay? So let me put this back. Here's 14 inches approximately. Okay. Hello Kitty band around this so it doesn't come unraveled here. Okay, and now in order to split this, I'm going to take my scissors. First, I'm going to fold this in half, long ways, if you see what I mean, like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take my scissors and cut down just a few centimeters, like this. Okay, now I'm going to tear down this way. And now we have 2 pieces. See? And now I'm going to put those 2 pieces on the tutu. Now these could even be too thick as well. I think I'm going to cut these down as well. I want them a little skinnier, so I'm going to fold this in half, long ways, like this. Do the same technique. Find the fold and cut, let's see, whoops, down like this. Whoops. Hang on. So where this fold is, I'm going to cut down a few centimeters. Okay, perfect. See how it's cut? Now I'm going to tear. I'm still working on the camera setup. I'm sorry. So now I have 2 tinier pieces, which I do enjoy better. All right, so let's cut the other one. I'm blushing right now. You just can't see it. Okay, fold in half. Okay, in half. Take your scissors and cut down along the spine. And now we're going to tear again. Okay. So now we have 4 of those pieces, which I think is better. I don't want them to be too thick because then there'll be certain places on the tutu that are just like fluffier than the others. It's hard enough to work with tulle that's really fluffy. All right, so we have 4 of these. I don't know if I want to use them all right this second, but I'm going to take one. I'm going to find the 2 ends like we talked about. Make sure that the zebra print is showing. Okay, when you fold it. So let's make that happen. Okay. Okay, there's our loop. Let's put one on each side for now. So here's our loop. Put it behind the thing that goes around the waist. Take 2 pieces, pull it through. Scooch it. Now this is what I do. I take my thumb and my finger and I have this stuff here and I'm pushing up like that. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's put one on the other side so we have a little nice continuity here. Okay, so let's take another one. Let's fold it in a way where the zebra print is showing. Okay, first find the ends. Yes. Zebra print. Okay. Loop. Put it behind like this. Make sure you don't lose your grip on the 2 ends. Pull it through. Okay, and there you go. Nice. Now, what I'm going to do later is I'm going to cut these more. Like I'm going to show you actually. What I'm going to do is I want these smaller. So I'm going to take this end and I'm going to find the middle and I'm going to snip like that. And I'm going to do what I did earlier and pull up. I don't want to knock the camera over. Let's see. Oh, okay, hang on. Oh my goodness. I told you I was clumsy, guys. Okay. And I'm just going to tear up to the where the tie is, you see? Okay. I'm going to do the same thing with this piece. I really want them skinny because this is for a doll, not a person, so I really want things to be small. Cut down far enough so it'll tear properly. Okay. There we go. See what I did? I created a bunch of little teeny ones. I just snipped the ends and tore it all the way up till I got to the knot. Okay, that looks way better. So let me do it with this side as well. So just take one take the end, cut up about 1/2 inch, I guess. If it doesn't tear, just cut up a little more. That is if you're doing a rustic look. If you want it to be perfect, I'm not sure what to tell you about it. I think maybe just be careful and cut. Okay, so there's that one. This is only if you're, like, if you want to do a rustic look. Okay, find the center. Cut about 1 inch, I guess. That seems to be the sweet spot there. There we go. That looks terrific. Let me show you. Look at that. Look at that. Pretty? Nice. Okay. And I think we should probably maybe put some in the middle. We could. Or we could save these pieces for a little bit later because we are coming around. We're doing like a pattern-ish. You know, if you want to, you know, have, it may be rustic, but you still want a little continuity. You know what I mean? So, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here. And upload this portion of the video. And for you, I'll be back in a couple seconds, okay? So, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I went ahead and cut up a bunch of pieces for the rest of this project. I cut these up. Some more twine, because I'm going to kind of alternate every other piece. I did some of the original lace. I did some polka dot tulle. It's purple. I did some orangey red stripe tulle. You can't really tell too much, but we'll see how it looks. I don't know. We'll see about this one. Not really sure. Let's see. I did some more of the Halloween Greats fabric. Let's see, so you know about the zebra print. Oh, I added this cord, this satin cord. It's the same length as everything else. It's gonna be just like the this. I cut up some purple fabric. Everything's the same length. And then I cut up 2 different types of orange fabric, polka dots and stripes. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. Let me just separate these a bit. Okay. Let's do some of the satin cord. If you hear any noise outside, unfortunately, they're paving outside. I apologize. This is supposed to be a peaceful neighborhood. That's how they sell it to the world, and it's anything but peaceful. Okay, so we find the tips here. Nice and even. Okay. Then here's the loop. So we put the loop behind, like this. Behind. Put our finger through the hole. Bring these 2 pieces through, and before you tighten, make sure you have the ends even. Okay, then you pull. Okay, let's do one on the other side because we do want to have a little bit of continuity even though it is rustic. So ends, find the loop. Put it behind the piece. Bring these pieces through. Okay, we should put one in the middle. I cut these a little too long, I think, but we can trim that later. Let's put one kind of in the middle. Actually, let's do this. Let's put one on either side of this tool, okay? So we'll just lay this down. I'm sorry, other side. Yeah, I said tool. I thought I said twine at first. Right there. So let's, I happen to have 2 pieces. Okay. You can make room. So you just pull. Put the loop behind. Pull through. Okay. And then you can just cinch it back. Okay, let's do this side. Put a bind. Let's move. There we go. To move that twine out of the way there. Pull through. See? Okay, there we go. That's pretty. Look at that. It's really nice. Remember, this can be done for adults and for children and for dollies. So all you have to do is measure the waistline, okay? And once you measure, you want to be able to tie a bow, so you're going to add more length that way. But you do want to make sure that you have the proper waist measurement so that you can tie it properly and all of your pieces cover the person's circumference, okay? So whether it's a child, an adult, a doll, whatever it is, a dog, you want to make sure it does cover the entire waist, and then you want to be able to tie a bow and have some length hanging down like this, okay? So keep all those things in mind, and you don't need to really measure, you know, until you figure out, oh, how long do I want this? Well, let's measure the person's length. Let's measure from the person's belly button to where, you know, wherever you want it to fall. It's super duper 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 easy. Okay. All right. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to add some more. Be right back. Okay, I am back. Let's keep going. Here. Let's do some orange. Okay, I think I'm going to cut this one down the middle again. A little too long. I'd like it to be. I want it to look a little scarecrowy. So you see how I made these skinny? It depends on like who you're making it for. If you're making it for an adult or a child, I think the bigger pieces probably would look cool, but since this is for a doll, I kind of want to make it tiny. If my dog Chicky were still here, my precious, I'd make her a tutu, but she's not. But anyway, all right, let me cut the other piece as well. And remember, just cut this and I'll just say my thought. Anytime you want to put a piece somewhere, you're not stuck. You just pull it. You see what I mean? Like you can pull these apart. That's the beauty of just tying these on, essentially. Okay? So I do think I want to put some orange. Oops, dropped a piece. 1 sec. Okay. I want to put some orange pieces in between. That's a lot of green, so. Same as everything else. You want to find the ends. Line them up. This is going to be an ultra long video, guys. I hope you like long videos. All right. I am going to indicate the center of this tutu to be this green piece of tulle. So what I'm going to do is put the orange on either side of the tulle. Okay, there's our loop. Right there. Take the 2 pieces and push through the hole. Pull them through. There you go. Okay, I'm going on the other side of the green. Take another piece. Line up the ends. Remember, having them too long is better than too short, okay? But even if it ends up too short, might be a cute little effect to have a little jaggedy, you know, Halloween effect. I think that would be cool. Through the hole here. Okay. Alright, now you can just push it back. Okay, that's pretty cute. Look at that. That's cute. And now let's do 2 on either side of these green pieces, okay? Or 1 on each side. Line them up. Make that loop. Oh, there you go. Make that loop. Let's go behind the lace like this. Put your finger through it to indicate where the loop is. Push both pieces through. Okay, this side. Take this one. That. Find the loop. Make sure you do your best to show the, you know, the pattern. Put the loop behind like this. Pieces through. Now, if you have a hot glue gun at home, you don't have to do this, but this satin cord that I'm using is slippery and it comes undone. So you could either tie this piece so it grabs onto the second loop of the satiny part like I did, or you can just hot glue right there, like right. See that little piece? Like right in there. Hot glue that just to get it to stay put, but you do not have to do that. You can just find clever ways around that. That's looking really cool. I love it. Okay, let's do this material. I use this in a lot of projects. Let me cut this in half. So I'm going to find the center of this piece here and cut just a little bit, about 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to do my tear trick. Oops. Okay, if it doesn't work at 1/2 inch, just keep going. And I don't mind that it's tearing because that gives the scarecrowy witches look. I like it. Oh! Okay, hang on. It's okay if it messes up. It's not a big deal. Let me just cut this off. We'll try again. One sec. All right. Here's the edge. I guess go down about 1 inch, maybe. That work? Yeah. Okay. Second, I have a string hanging. That. Okay. So we have 2 pieces here, so let's take one, line up the 2 edges. Okay, find the loop on this end. Okay, put it behind. Okay, take the 2 pieces and put them through the hole, pull them out over the top. Okay. So there's that. This one I'm going to have to trim because I know I cut those too long. And when you do the cut down and tear trick, you might want to go through the piece and sort of separate it because it does come together a bit because of the fibers. You don't have to, but if you want to show the pattern. Okay, let's do the other side. Find the ends. Second. The loop. Okay, put it behind. Put both pieces through. Kind of grab them through the hole there. Okay, make sure they're even when they come out. Don't let these loops overlap too much. Just only do that when you have a reason to do that. Okay, I love it. I'm going to hold it up to the cabbie real quick. So one sec. Here's Miss Cabbie. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay. This will be really cute. She's sitting, so that's why it looks too long, but yeah. Okay. Let's put put her to the side again. And now, one thing to mention, when you're making the tutu, don't like push these too tightly together, because that'll make your tutu, you'll be here forever and ever, because you can literally push them as close as you want and it'll just be a poof ball and you'll be here for days. So if you want to like save yourself some mental energy, just spread them apart a little bit. Not too much, but you know, you don't want to be here all day. That's like, I mean, unless you do. I mean, it's up to you, but if you want to save some materials and that kind of stuff. Okay. So next, let's do 2 more of these. So one on either side, the twine. If you don't want to watch me doing the tutu, you can fast forward, feel free. Okay, find the end. Here's the loop. Put it behind. Pieces through and good. Oops. Okay, let's do one on the other side. Okay, find the ends. Make them even. Here's the loop. Put it behind. What's that? Something burnt? I don't know what that's from, sorry. Get away from, you're ruining the pretty scene. Get. Okay, loop behind, through. I'll cut that piece off, 1 sec. Pull. I think I burnt this for like a different project to seal it or something, I can't remember. But, okay. So there's that. Nice, nice, nice. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, you can do this for people and your dollies. It's just what scale you feel like working with. I decided to work on a cabbie scale because this is a lot of expensive materials in my opinion. And for the purposes of teaching you how to do this, I thought I would just bring it down to a smaller scale. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's move this. Let's try. I don't know if I like this, guys. Let me just see it. I don't think this goes. We're gonna toss this. It might be good for Christmas or something, but it's just, I don't know. I just don't think it's good. Let's do some purple, okay? Same thing. Find the ends, line them up, make a loop. Okay, its tool might be a little tricky to play with, but put it behind like this. Find the loop. Pull the 2 pieces through. I cut these too long, so I'll have to trim that. Do your pulling. Okay. I think I might trim a little bit right now because it's going to throw me off a bit. Okay, nice. Let's do the other side. We do want a little continuity. It is rustic, but we still don't want it to look foolish. Okay. 2 pieces. Grab the end. Put it behind the lace. Pull through both pieces together. Okay. Let's trim this one too, because tool sticks to everything and I do not want to mess around with that at the moment. Can be messy pessy. It's still a little too long. Okay, let me trim that again. There we go. All right. Cool, cool. It's still too long, but we'll handle that later. It's not a big deal. All right, now I cut some of the lace that we used for the wrap itself because I really like it. So I'll try not to get confused, but you meet the two ends. Find the loop. Get my finger out of there. Okay, put it behind. Finger through. Try not to get confused. Okay. Nice. Okay, let's do one on the other side. This just kind of, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It just kind of blends what we're wrapping around the waist with the rest of the design. Just kind of gives it a little meshing. I can't think of the word that I'm thinking of right now. Okay. Very pretty. Cohesiveness, I think that's the word I'm looking for. All right. We have a couple more here. We'll use those in a little bit. Now let's use these orange pieces with the stripes. Okay, I think I will leave it thick. Why not? Meet the ends. Put it behind. Just make sure you can see the stripes, because that's the point. Nice texture, visual interest. Okay. Push up like that. Okay. Let's do the other side. Okay. Now you can stop adding things whatever point you want to. If you want the tutu to be nice and full, you just keep adding and tucking them close to each other and all that stuff. You just do you do whatever you want. If you're just making it for a child and you know that it's going to get destroyed overnight, you may want to I didn't pull that one properly. Trim it. You know, use less material, or it's totally up to you. Okay. Now let's do more scary fabric. Okay, this stuff is really cool. This is like the Halloween greats. We have Pennywise. What's this guy's name? Who is that? We have Michael Myers somewhere. We have Jason. What's his name? Freddy Krueger somewhere. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. This material won't scare a child. I don't think, but. All right, let's put this on the end here. But you use whatever you want. Just because it's Halloween, I want to have festive materials. Okay, so put that there. I got this material, the Halloween material, from Macari. Make sure you show the pretty textures. Meet the ends. Find the loop. Behind. Okay. And as you're doing this, just hold it up, wrap it around your subject's waist, and just see how far you want to go with all this, with all the thickness. Okay? You can do it as thick and fluffy or as thin as you want, depending on what the costume is, you know. Let's do a couple more of these. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cut these in half. So we're going to cut down the middle. I hope this works. About an inch. Let's do a little tear. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so we're going to meet the ends. And again, I'm only doing that because I want some scraggly pieces and I want some thick pieces. So this is just for color, basically, because I cut it down. You can't really tell it's zebra. But it does give you the black and green, and it's shiny, and I just really like it. So, okay, so here's that side. We do this side now. Meet the ends. Find the loop. loop. Through. Okay. That's really cute. Oh, I love this. Okay, let's do some more of these. I'm going to cut this down the middle. Well, yeah, let me cut this down the middle. I want it to be stringy. Wish me luck. About an inch, I guess, inch and a half. Here we go. Wish me luck. It worked! Yay! Okay. One on each side. Meet the ends. Find the loop. Put it through. Both pieces. Make sure they're lined up. Okay. And when I'm done with this, I'll show you how I trim it up. I don't make it perfect because this is Halloween and it's supposed to be jaggedy. But you do you. You feel free to go ahead and trim if you want. Okay. I want to like allude to witches, scarecrows, broomsticks, you know, and the way you do that is to like have everything kind of jaggedy and, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay. Let's see. We have this orange. Do we have two of these? Yes, we have two of these. Okay, let's go back to this orangey stuff. Make the ends meet like that. Find the loop, which is here. Go on this side. We should be coming to the end here. I don't know how many panels we're doing, but you just go for it. There's no right or wrong. We're just having some fun for Halloween. I know some people out there like to dress their dollies. If you have a child, this is fun. They could even make their own because it's easy enough for them, actually. Okay, put it behind. You could wear this, they could wear this with some tights, you know, black tights or any Halloween color tights with this over top. And I'm talking about children or dollies, you know, whatever. Because, you know, these are see-through, so you want to obviously protect their modesty. Let's do one more of these on each side. Okay. Find the end. Find the loop. Just be careful because this is what your waistband is made out of. And the reason these are so cool and fun and easy to do is because we're merely tying a bow. We're just tying a tutu around us. We don't have to sew. We don't have to do anything. Find the end. Make a loop. Loop here. Carefully bring the ends through. Okay. Whoops. It's looking really, really pretty. Oh, we have purple here. I forgot. Let's not forget that. Oh, we have a lot of these. Okay, let's add these in. Find the ends. I'm going to put a couple in the middle because we need some purple in the middle. So remember, we indicated the middle with this tool here. That's what you want to do. You want to pick a piece for the center that you remember as the center so that you can do the same things on either side of your tutu, if you know what I mean. So let's put it right here. Remember, you just pull them like this. Okay. Put it behind. Find that loop. There you go. It's going to be a long video, guys. I hope you don't mind. Might take till tomorrow to upload, but you'll have already gotten it by the time. So you don't have to worry. So, okay, so there's purple. Let's close it back up. All right, now we're gonna do it on the other side. So we found the middle and we did it after the twine. So let's move that apart. Okay. piece purple. Do the same thing, find the tips of the thing, make a loop at the back, right there, go behind. It's going to start to get a little tricky once it starts filling up with pieces, but that's cool. Both pieces through. All right, close it back up. Oh yeah, gorgeous. Now let's put another purple on either end here. That's what I was getting at. Find the end. Here's the loop. Put it behind. Take the two pieces, put it through the hole. That. Bring it down. Okay, let's do the other side. The pieces. Loop this way. Let's do it at the end. Through the hole. Okay. Now you can embellish your tutus with like little cabochons you get online with some hot glue and stuff. Or you could put beads. If I really wanted to make this video long, I could add beads to this, which I think would be really cute. All right, I'm just going to use up the rest of this material and then we can be done with the video if you want. I don't want to like hold you guys hostage. Okay, so we have more of this. We're going to hold the end. This is the green and white polka dots. Put it behind. Pull it through. Okay, other side. Find the ends. Get that loop. You could do this for a doggy, but for the dog, I recommend using elastic and making it very loose. And I'm sure you know that already. I just think that that would be best. Okay, find the ends. We're going to add some more twine to this. Whoops, because I have two pieces left that I cut. Remember continuity. Start with a piece in the middle and then work your way out from both sides. And just kind of do the same thing on both sides. If you want. If you don't want to, don't. You don't have to. Find the end. I think the twine is a... Oops, what am I doing? Here's a loop. I think the twine is a really cool touch because it's very scarecrowy. I don't know. I just think it's neat. It's very cool. Okay. All right. We're almost done. Let's see. Let's add, do we really want to add these? Let's see. Suppose we could. Let's see. Or, all right. I think we're going to stop there. But now I want to show you all these extra pieces we have left. Actually, there's two of these left. Let's add these. We don't want to waste these. These are the scary material. Find the ends, the loop. Okay, this one. Find the ends, meet them, do the loop. Oh yeah, that's cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, how many of these do we have left? Well, we have two of these left, so let's add these as well. Find the ends and the loop. Put it behind like this. See? Through the hole. Other side, find the ends, here's the loop, pull it through, Okay. That is adorable. And now, let's see. Let's do one in the middle here. Find the ends. Find the loop. I think I want to do... I'm going to split the green piece of tulle. See how I split it? Because remember, we have 2 pieces. We end up with 2 pieces for each panel. I'm going to split that in the middle. Put this behind. Go like that. So we have the twine in the middle. And then, don't really need, let's see. Well, we'll just call this an extra piece because we don't have 2 of those. So. All right, now what you can do, find the 2 ends. Okay, so here are the 2 ends. We still have them, okay? You can add some beads at the end if you want to. You don't really have to. But let's put this around our cabbie, and then you can trim this up. I'm going to trim up just a little bit, so it's approximately 6 inches all the way around. Or you could just leave it jaggedy like this, jagged. All right, let me close the scissors. Let's get our cabbie. Okay, so what we're going to do is, for the person or the cabbie, you're going to take the 2 ends and tie it like that, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to pull around, if you can see, all these pieces so that they meet in the front. I can see if I can show you this. I'm not really... Hang on. This is hard to do with one hand because I'm holding the cabbie with one. Okay, so you want to move all these pieces that you just tied on carefully. Hang on, guys. I'm trying my best to show you, but this is a little awkward here. Let's see. Okay, so you want to pull all these pieces toward the front, you know, nice and even all the way around, of course. This one's, there we go. Okay, so here's the front of your cabbie. Okay, so if you get here, I'll hold the camera up so I can show you. One sec. If you can see what I mean. You tie it in the front, and then what you can do to hide the bow, you can keep the bow, or you can hide it by wrapping it around the waist. So I'll show you what I mean. So you can keep this bow, or you can tie a knot here and then kind of go, you know, bring it through the little pieces like this. It's a little difficult to show you with a doll, I swear. It's strange. I thought it'd be a lot easier to show you that, but anyway, you can disguise that part. If you see what I mean. See? Pretty cute. So there she is with her beautiful tutu. She's wearing pink tights. That shouldn't be, but she is. It doesn't go well. But yeah, that's how you do the tutu, guys. You can trim it now. You can make them even, or you can leave them jaggedy, which I like the jagged. Let me take this off of her so I can show you again. love this so much. Okay. Here's our tutu. We have beautiful colors here. It's really pretty. Here's the end. Like I said, you can put a bead there at the end because it can make it nice and heavy. We have twine, and we have ribbon, we have tulle, we have fabric, lace. It's just really pretty. You can do this for a person or your dolls or anything. It's really fun, really easy. So yeah, I hope you had fun, guys. I hope you like long videos. Hang in there, it's almost the weekend. Bye.